It is Tuesday and it is Tuesday Tips Live. Our live lesson from Digital DJ Tips. And actually today it's a news piece because it's just been announced in the last hour or two that Apple Music is now available in DJ software. So it's always been available in Algorithm's DJ Pro for a while anyway, but now it's available in all kinds of other software as well. And that means that if you use Serato, if you use Rekordbox, if you use Engine DJ, that's right, Engine DJ standalone, and even if you use certain AlphaTheta units, which we'll come on to, which don't need a laptop, you can now DJ with Apple Music. Big news, but how big? What does it mean? What is it going to change in the world of DJing? How is it going to, if at all, help streaming become a more accepted thing for DJs? That's what we're going to talk about today on our live lesson. As ever, because we're a DJ school and because we have such an awesome community, we'll be taking your comments, questions, feedback, and so on. We've also assembled a lot of answers to questions that people are already asking about this. And you can read up all about this over on the Digital DJ Tips website. There's already a news article over there that covers everything that we'll be talking about today. So do head to digitaldjtips.com and click on the news category at the top to find this article. But in a nutshell, Apple has today announced DJ with Apple Music. That was the logo you just saw on the screen, their own logo for this, because Apple are taking this very seriously. Apple are adding curated playlists, and they've worked with Rekordbox and Serato and Algorithm, which, as I said, already had this, and also with Engine DJ to come up with curated DJ playlists. So there's a new category inside Apple Music that covers this as well. So it's not just a plugged in integration. And also I think it's notable for the fact that they've launched it at the same time with all these companies, right? So it's almost like they did a pilot, if you like, a dry run with Algorithm, and then when they got it all bedded in, they just kind of went all out for it. So to drop the curtain a bit and show you behind the scenes, what normally happens when there's new announcements and things like this is, I've been doing this for 15 years. I have my contacts at all the companies, so they'll tell me, hey, this is coming and that's coming. And this time it was all handled by Apple. It was all handled by Apple's PR. There were restrictions that we don't normally get on announcing this stuff. We weren't allowed to see the software ahead of time, all that kind of thing, which is unusual. So Apple kind of took the lead on this. So I think that's notable here. So let's take a look. Let's dive a little bit deeper into what exactly is going on here and explain how it's going to work for you, whether it works with your platform and so on. So if you're just joining us, Apple Music is now available across most major DJ platforms. So firstly, let's talk about what it's available on. So it's been added to Serato. That's the first thing. That's actually the installation that I have been playing with. I've had time to take a little look at. So here's Serato. And if you can see where my mouse is kind of swiggling around here, you can see I've got Apple Music there. So I'm clicking through Apple Music here. So in Serato, it works exactly the same as all the other streaming services. You just go into your little cog at the top and you go to Library and Display and you choose Apple Music. You can only have one in Serato. So it's now been added alongside Beatport, BeatSource, SoundCloud and Tidal as a streaming service. And here it is going on down here. Nothing really out of the ordinary there. If you've used any of them in Serato, that's how it works. So it's been added to Serato. It's also been added to Rekordbox, which is quite an interesting addition, which we'll get on to talking about why it's quite an interesting addition to Rekordbox, especially in a minute. It's also been added to Engine DJ. So Engine DJ, which of course is a standalone platform. You don't need a laptop to DJ on any gear that's powered by Engine DJ. Engine DJ has already got some integrations with streaming services. Well, it's now been added as one of those as well. And it's been added to AlphaTheta gear. So only two AlphaTheta controllers, the XDJ-AZ and the Omnis Duo. The XDJ-AZ and the Omnis Duo can now both use Apple Music. And so, hey, there you go. So let's run through the Engine DJ units that can use it. The Engine DJ units that can use it are basically the more recent ones. So I'll read you the list. The Prime 4 Plus, the SC Live 4 and SC Live 2 and the Prime Go Plus. They're the Denon DJ ones. Prime 4 Plus, SC Live 4 and 2 and the Prime Go Plus. So not the Prime Go, not the Prime 4, None of the standalones, the SC6000 and 6000M, etc. Just those ones. For the Numark Engine DJ controllers, you can use two of the three. You can use the Pro Go and the Pro Go Plus, but Pro Go Plus? Anyway, the Pro Plus. I think the Pro Go and the Pro Plus. The point is you can't use the original mix stream. So the very first one, it doesn't work with. So that's the Engine DJ stuff and the AlphaTheta stuff. As I say, it works with Serato, Rekordbox, and it always worked with Algorithms DJ Pro. So any controllers, of course, for those platforms, it will work with. It also works with the iOS app for Rekordbox, by the way. So let's talk about what a few of you are asking, a few questions about this. In fact, before we do get some questions, I'm just going to go to early comments, see what's going on in the chat. What do you think about this, people? This is from Jamie, who says, "Hey Phil, you okay?" Thank you, Jamie. Yes, I am okay. And the Ruckus and Mike and I am Preacher Man. Hello, people. So Beyond Narratives says, "Oh great, my Denon Prime 4 Plus just got its lifespan extended by at least 5+ years." So you're obviously very happy with this as well. Washington Parzell says, "If Apple ever came out with a DJ controller, that would totally change the game." I've always said Apple should buy Algorithms DJ, personally. But there you go. Hello to Mixmaster G, who says, "Good Apple Music afternoon from the Netherlands." Thank you for that. So DJ Pro has just released 5.2.1 with extra functions. Let me know what they are. Not had time to look yet, please. Anyone know if it's available for Virtual DJ? No, the only software platforms they've added in addition to DJ Pro are Rekordbox and Serato. That's it. So Phil, it's only available on the Omnis Duo and the XDJ AZ. As far as Rekordbox standalone units go, yes, that is all. Sanjeev says, "Yes, I can now cancel beat source." So here's the thing, right? This is something that's worth talking about. All of the streaming services that you can plug into DJ equipment are minnows. They're tiny. They're absolutely nothing compared to the might, of course, of Spotify and of course, Apple Music, which is nowhere near as big as Spotify, but it's a hell of a lot bigger than any of the others. And I'm including Tidal in that, a hell of a lot bigger. Now, if you look at the amount of, the percentage of people out there in the streaming world who are using Tidal, it's like this. If you look at the percentage of people in the streaming world who DJ, who are using Tidal against all DJs, it's like this. It's huge. Tidal is like the Spotify of the DJ streaming world. It's massive. This is going to hit Tidal hard for sure. And also, as a couple of people mentioned, it might be BeatSource as well that gets hit here because they're mainstream platforms, right? And this is a mainstream platform. So Virtual DJ and Tractor, you're quite right, people asking. They are not in there. All other major DJ software. It was really interesting how coordinated this was. Today, all the press releases dropped in at exactly the same time. I've got a few of the pictures here that were sent to us. Here was the Serato one. And here was the one from AlphaTheta. So you can see they've got the Omnis Duo and the XDJ AZ and the iOS app there and the official Apple one. They all came in. So this article on Digital DJ Tips covers all the questions that people have been asking. We're going to go back to your chat in a minute and carry on answering your questions and getting your views. But here are a few of the questions. So is it available for Tractor and Virtual DJ? No, not at this time that we know of. Is it available for any other DJ unit apart from the ones you mentioned, Phil? No, it only works as far as standalone goes on the AlphaTheta, Omnis Duo and the XDJ AZ and on the newer Engine DJ units. So the newest 2 out of the 3 mix streams, the plus variants of the Prime 4 and the Prime Go and the SC Live 4 and 2 and that's it. So you cannot use it on any other Engine DJ equipment. Can I use stems with it? This one's coming up a lot. No, we don't think so. It certainly it would surprise me if you could. It was left off Algorithms DJ and I suspect it's going to be left off everything else, which is a big miss. So this is an interesting one. I keep my personal music in Apple Music. Will that sync too? It will. So Apple Music is different to all the other streaming services, right? As you know, if you're a user, because you can, inside your what used to be called iTunes and what is now called Music on Macs, you can just throw in all your own music and you can subscribe to Apple Music and it will mix it all up. You can make playlists and you can, and if you tick the keep synced, so there's a little tick inside the service that will let you keep your music synced. So basically it means it's on your phone and on your laptop at home and on your iMac at work or whatever. If you tick that box, then all your own music, the music that you actually own, will also be available over the streaming service, which is for some DJs going to be quite cool, I do suspect. I mean, there are downsides to that, which we ain't going to go into here. But yes, if you keep your personal owned music in Apple Music, that will show up as well. And you can have mix and match playlists. Will I still need the internet to use it? Yes, you most certainly will. There is absolutely no offline storing of this music. So it's interesting to talk through the way it works on Rekordbox. So Rekordbox is software-wise the same as Serato. You can just get all your music there and you can plug in and use it. But Rekordbox will let you prepare your music from streaming services ahead of time, which is quite interesting because you can put cue points and so on. Now, if you just plug your laptop into your DJ controller, you can just DJ with the services there, right? But what Rekordbox also lets you do is if you turn on the Rekordbox cloud, then you can use the Omnis Duo and the XDJ AZ logged into the cloud. I'm assuming it works on the Omnis Duo. And then you can look at all the cue points, all the loops, all the work you've done ahead of time, including playlists, on that streaming music, not only from Apple Music, but from any of the other services that Rekordbox supports. And you can actually play them without your laptop being there, right? So you can prepare ahead of time with Rekordbox in a way that you can't. Now, you can't export all that to USB, has to be done over the cloud direct play, and you aren't actually able to have the music downloaded ahead of time. That always downloads when you need it. But all the actual work you've done on it, playlists, cues, and so on, are all there. So this does raise another issue, which I think is one of the points I want to make here. We've talked about it in the article and we call it tipping point for streaming, ? And the point we make here is this is big because of the size of Apple Music, because other than Spotify, they're kind of all on there now. And it's also the importance Apple is putting behind this. They've got playlists, they've got DJ mixes already up on Apple Music. They've got a lot of category work they've done for DJs in there. They're not charging any extra for this. So this is probably the biggest streaming announcement yet. Now, the thing is, our job here at Digital DJ Tips, and a lot of our crowd, a lot of you guys and girls are with us because you're purists. You're into the technical side of DJing. You're into the nuance. You're into the ins and outs of it, right? You want to know what's really going on under the hood. You don't want to just press buttons. You want to know what happens when you press buttons and how you can do it without pressing those buttons and all that stuff, right? You're invested in this. You're not the same as most people. Most DJs, and I'm talking about casual DJs, kids playing with DJing, people who are just doing it maybe once a year for fun. They've got a controller that lives in a drawer and comes out every now and then. Most DJs haven't got time to get involved in this in the way we have. Most DJs will just plug in and want to do something. This is pushing streaming towards the mainstream for most DJs because it's such a big service. And yes, there are in and outs. Yes, if you want to prepare ahead of time, it'll work if you do this, but you don't do that and so on, and only on this software and not that software, and you've got to do this first and then that. They don't care about any of that. They want to put their username and password in, log in, get their music and start playing. This is moving it a lot closer to that, because one of the things here at the school we have to say to people is, people say, okay, I want to learn to DJ. How do I get my Spotify in? And we're like, you're going to need to use a service to get your Spotify playlist onto another service. We recommend Tidal, and it immediately gets complicated. And for the people who use Apple Music, it won't get complicated anymore. We just say, well, log in and let's carry on from there, right? So yes, there's nuance. Yes, there's, I can't do this ahead of time, or I can't. They don't care about that. And the thing is, as this becomes the norm, those things will get fixed over time, to the point where this is just the way it's done. And we might just have reached the tipping point, to be quite honest about that. So yeah, it's a big piece of news for sure. Any advantages, here's a good question, of using Apple Music over the other services? If Apple Music, as I just said, if it's the one that you use already, then it makes sense. There's no need for a second subscription. That's a big advantage. And we've got a family Apple Music, for instance. So, you know, were I not a DJ tutor and were we just people who dabbled in DJing, hey, everyone could do it now, right? Without us paying a penny more. But there are also curated playlists. There's a new DJ category. And as I said, you can sync your own tunes as well, which is quite interesting. But all these services have their strengths and weaknesses, right? SoundCloud, Beatport, BeatSource, and Tidal, they've all got their strengths and weaknesses. So it's definitely worth playing with them. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of these integrations will give you a month free to play with Apple Music anyway. Can I pre-analyze my music and add cue points, etc., like I do with my own tracks? As I said, you can do in Rekordbox. You have to jump through a couple of hoops. You have to use their Cloud Direct Play, and you still have to download the songs when you want to play them. But yes, it is possible to do that if it's a deal breaker for you and you are a Rekordbox user. Okay, so we have been announcing today, and we're going to go to your comments now for the rest of this, for the last 5 or 10 minutes. We've been announcing the fact that Apple Music now comes integrated in Serato, Rekordbox, Engine DJ, and AlphaTheta's Omnis Duo and XDJ AZ standalone gear. And it's quite a big piece of news. You can read about this over on digitaldjtips.com, where we've also listed some frequently asked questions. But now I'm going to switch back to you guys and girls who are with us live, our students and subscribers, and see if I can help you, see what you think about this, get your feedback on this. Dang, says Caesar, they should have included VirtualDJ. How could they not? I have absolutely no idea. Keep it in mind, most Apple devices come with a free X number of months subscription to Apple Music, and their catalogue is on a par with Spotify. I agree with you there. Again, these are just all reasons why this is a big deal. It's going to help people. Game over, says Mr. 300C, when they add stems to Apple Music. I would even pay extra for that, as indeed a lot of people are doing for Tidal, because Tidal took stems away mysteriously and then added them back for an extra fee, did they not? I don't use Apple Music. I'll just keep DJing with the ways I've always been. Look, that's great, Boozer Pickle. That's great. No one's telling anyone they've got to do this stuff. This is all there for people who want it, right? And, you know, as a DJ school, we're very clear about this. You DJ how you DJ. You do you kind of thing. It's just there if you need it. Would it cost more than the most expensive? No, actually, I don't understand that one, Jack, but thank you anyway. Howdy to Fire in Austin, Texas. I'm late to the party, but thanks for this. I wish Amazon Music would be supported in VirtualDJ. Yeah, Amazon Music is in a few DJ pieces of gear. It's the Engine DJ ones that have got the DRM chip in them that allow Amazon Music to work, because Amazon are very tightly controlling of letting you take, you know, the files onto the units. So they needed a special chip, apparently. This is from Mike. Hello, Mike. Not seen you for a while. Who is in Miami? This is a coincidence on the timing, he says. But Apple Music is very impressive compared to Tidal. It's no coincidence. Apple Music has orchestrated this whole thing for sure. So Craig says, afternoon, Phil and the Digital DJ Tips team. Hello, Craig over there on Facebook. I'm guessing DJs are already subscribed to a streaming service, says 123456 on YouTube, like Tidal, because they allow stems functionality. Well, Tidal's, I think, the only one that does. If Apple really wants to be the go-to music streaming service, they also need stems. Thank you for that. I kind of agree with you. It would certainly help. It would certainly sweeten the pill, that's for certain. So Apostolis says, I play quite underground alternative music, so Bandcamp is the go-to website and app for me. Until we get that into DJ software, I'll just carry on using my downloaded music. You know, one of the interesting things about this Apple Music subscription is that you can use your downloaded music as part of it, which does simplify it all, but there's no stems and you still need good internet. Is Tidal actually better for DJs in your opinion? There's no service that's perfect for DJs. Tidal is the only one if you want stems, for instance, but Tidal is an extra subscription if you don't like it for other stuff. So, you know, it's just down to whatever suits you at the end of the day. I wouldn't say any of them are definitively the best, but there you go. I Am Preacher Man was twitchy and has checked and has said, indeed, there is a firmware update for my XDJ AZ. So you're off to get that. That's great. Hello Phil, says Fergoot on YouTube. It's been a while since I've subscribed to Apple Music. How would you say it compares to Beatport regarding the availability of club music? Apple Music is a mainstream service. That says it's got most stuff on it. So the really underground stuff you might not find. I mean, you get a free month's subscription, so why not just go and have a go? Have a look, see if it has got what you want on it. As an old school fool, says Jack the Track, DJing with streaming music, that sounds crazy. I would never do that. It's not an either or, Jack. You can discover music on a streaming service in a way you never could unless you owned a record shop and had a lot of money in the past. And now you can DJ with it as you're discovering it. What's not to like? No one's saying that you need to abandon the old ways. They sit nicely together, especially as it happens in this integration. So Zumbita says, I think Spotify ain't on it because of their audio quality. Well, that could be the case. I'm not sure Spotify care about DJs. I think they're more interested in mainstream podcasts and whatever else has taken their fancy recently. But hey, just my view there. So in Miami at the show today, says Mike, apparently Algorithm is having an event showing the new features in Apple Music. Yeah, so I don't know what they are yet, but there you go. So this is an interesting point, and this is one that I didn't want to get onto really, just because I didn't want to confuse the whole stream, but actually I will. From Mixmaster G, if you use Apple Music as an app and you put all your own records into it, in other words, you take all your music files that you own, that you've bought and collected over the years, and you drag them all into Apple Music, and you click the sync to the cloud, Apple Music will replace them with its versions of them. Now, most of the time, 99 times out of 100, they'll be the same versions, which can be good if you've got dodgy old 128 rips from 15 years ago or whatever. But it can be bad if you've got your own special versions. So that's why I would never, ever recommend that you take your own music that you own and put it into Apple Music's cloud. Just don't do it. However, that's me. That's someone who's been collecting digital music for 20 years. Your mileage may vary, right? If you're a streaming first person, that might not matter to you. But yeah, thank you very much for pointing that out, Mixmaster G. One or two more then before we go. So yeah, loads of you asking about your controllers. No, there's no news on the Opus Quad for this. So did you see that the Apple server went down for Rekordbox, says the DJ Lab? No idea. Only Tidal enables stems, says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't think they'll get too hard, at least from get hit too hard, at least from DJs at the beginning. I think we're probably done there. And I'm going to end off with DJ Mike's point, because I totally agree with this. Any new DJ, or in fact veterans, it's all the same. Streaming is amazing, but never replace your local music for streaming. Streaming is another tool, and you've given your reasons, you don't need any more reasons. Streaming is another tool. Own the music you love, stream the music you like or you're interested in, mix them up to your heart's content. This is just another way of doing it, and it's rather a big one that's been announced today. We're going to leave it there, folks, with the news today that Apple Music has now come to Serato and Rekordbox, and also to standalone gear, Engine DJ, most of the more modern units, and also AlphaTheta's Omnis Duo and XDJ AZ can all work with Apple Music out of the box as of today. Go update your firmware, go download the latest versions of your software, grab your free month or whatever they're offering, and have a play, and do let us know what you think, either underneath the article that this video is embedded in, or of course in the comments underneath the YouTube video. And this has been your public service announcement today from Digital DJ Tips. This has been your Tuesday live lesson with me, Phil Morse. Do check out our Rekordbox Made Easy course and our Serato Made Easy course if you want to learn more about those two platforms that use this. And we have got full reviews of all the equipment that we talked about as well. You'll find it all over on Digital DJ Tips. Just head to the website. And for the reviews, I'll show you those today. Click on reviews at the top, click on the category you want, for instance, DJ gear, and then click on what you're looking for. And there you go. There's all the Serato controllers, just as an example. Perfect. Thank you very much. Get good, get out there, make the moments, people. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.